Hey, good morning, everybody. Guess what day it is? It's National Pink Day. So, of course, I have my pink dress on. Hey, if you enjoy listening to live trial recaps or true crime while you craft, you have come to the right channel. I'm walking dogs and trying to talk at the same time. Stay tuned. Journey here, that journey chick on Instagram. Welcome to the Yarn Queen. Crafting and Crime Daily, episode 341. I have done 341 episodes. Oh my God. You know what that means? 341 days of getting up at the crack of dawn to do this show. But I love bringing you this show. Anyway, I got a good one for you today. So, I know what's on your mind. What happened with your boss? Okay. So, oh my God, this one's crazy. She wrote me up because I didn't request PTO. I said, I did request PTO with my old boss months ago. You know, this retreat was planned for many months. And if she didn't pass that along to you, that's not my problem. And she goes, well, it's not in the Chronos system. Well, I never used the Chronos system. We were never required to use the Chronos system because I'm an exempt employee and whatever. Anyway, so she wrote me up for that and for taking PTO when I didn't have enough. I had like 13 hours left because this surgery ate up all my PTO for the year. So I had 13 hours left. So I used it, spread it over the 2 days, and I figured, that's it. So I'm short 3 hours on the paycheck, whatever. I was willing to accept that. She's like, that is not allowed. And I'm thinking, give me 5 minutes to adjust to your management style. Please, pretty please. You are not meeting my expectations. I told you to put your PTO in as a request. And I said, well, I sent you the calendar invite, which is how we always did it. Oh, whatever. Oh, no. So then, I'm like, I didn't get upset. I just I signed the form. I left. And then later on, I get a chat message from her. I need to have another discussion with you on a different issue, but I need to gather some paperwork. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? So I just bit the bullet and I texted her back and I said, I don't want to have to go another night with this anxiety. Is this another, one-to-one where you're going to write me up? And she's like, this is not another counseling. So maybe this is the actual firing. I don't know. I don't know what's with her. It's just weird. If you want to meet with me, come meet with me. I don't know why all these micro meetings, and we still haven't done the end of the year evaluation, which is tomorrow. Anyway, on the brighter side, it is National Pink Day. Oh my God. Could you just love it? A whole day for pink. Please wear your pink. If you got pink on, put a picture of yourself, take a selfie of yourself wearing pink in some form or fashion, or something that you're doing that's pink. Maybe you have a pink cup, or, everybody needs pink in their lives. Put it in the Crafting Journey Facebook group. I would love to see it. The other day when it was National Selfie Day, you guys all put your selfies in. I was so thrilled to see them. But I want to see the baby. Turn the baby around. Baby didn't want to be on camera. Baby did not want a selfie. Anyway, that's okay. That's okay. We don't need babies. I love babies. I need grandbabies. I need it. Oh, shh. Well, my daughter doesn't subscribe to the channel, so I'm safe. Okay, so I am working on, yes, I'm still diamond painting because, I had my live last night, and so this gives me something to work on during the live. I didn't work on this during the live. I worked on this during Crashly's live. Because I was in Crashly's live last night after mine, Crafts with Crashly, if you want to check that out. But check out my live. Oh my God, I had so much fun showing you guys all the swag that I got from the retreat. Wow. If you watch it and you have any questions about where I got something, just don't hesitate to ask and I'll send you the link. I'm still trying to find out if this woman that made the cups, these beautiful, these beautiful cups. And let me tell you something, they are not cheapo cups. This is a really good cup. Nice, secure lid. It kept my coffee hot all day long yesterday. Amazing. But I should probably try this morning's coffee, shouldn't I? Ooh, hot. Delicious. Okay, so here's where I am. I'm just trying to fill in this gosh darn tree. Look at all there are like 9 different greens in this tree, and some black, and there's blue. There's actually blue up here, and yeah, look at the house. How cool is this house? Cabin. It's a cabin. Anyway, but I'm itching to get my crochet out, itching to get the watercolor out. I ordered a new paint palette from Christy Rice. She just came out with a brand new set of paint palette it's her set of paint palettes. Like, she put this together, and it's got this amazing pink in it because it's National Pink Day. So and she actually gave some of us some of her insiders, she calls us, a special discount if we ordered it a certain way on Amazon, so that would help her with the algorithm. That was kind of interesting. Anyway, let me put this here so you can hear me. So I did that. She wanted me to wait till a certain day and say a certain thing, put in a certain search phrase, and I don't know, it's Amazon's weird. Yeah. Okay. So it's hot in here. I don't know why, because we got the air conditioner fixed. Oh my God. It was so nice sleeping last night. I did not want to get up this morning. What the air conditioner guy said is that this house takes a 3,000 BTU, but he bought a 3,500 because it's the only one he could find. Again, supply chain issues. So he said this is enough, more than enough to cool this home. And it was very nice last night. Oh, it's just so nice to have air conditioning that works. Yeah, last night I slept great. Okay, let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. Okay. I just feel like I need like a couple of days just to lay in bed and do nothing. Just chill and sleep. Oh my gosh. All right, which ones am I doing? I'm doing the arrows. Arrows. Alrighty, here we go. So let's talk about corrupting and crime. So I was anxious to, I still haven't covered the portion of the dog case where the defendant takes the stand, and I will watch that today and bring that to you. Because I thought they were going to be live yesterday. I thought, oh, this is because, Monday and Tuesday they weren't live because we had heard that there was a lot of court staff that were sick. So yesterday I see that it's on. So I put it on, and they were going over jury instructions, just working them out with the judge. It was just like an open hearing. And the judge at the beginning of the hearing explained that three jurors had tested positive for COVID. One with symptoms, the other 2 without. After speaking with each one of them, they decided they would resume the trial on Monday, and that each of the jurors committed that they would be able to come in on Monday and resume their duties as jurors. Just like the entire time it took to do discovery in this case, it's taking forever to try this case. Meanwhile, in the same courthouse, because we're in Florida, everything happens in Florida. In the exact same courthouse at 12:30 my time, 1:30 Eastern, was the hearing between Gabby Petito's parents and the Laundry parents. So Law and Crime at one point shut down their feed on the live of the jury instructions. They were on a break anyway. And they took all their camera equipment over to the other courtroom to cover the Petito hearing. And then they didn't get to cover it live because I guess they didn't have permission. I don't know. So all you saw was a screen that said they're on a break. I'm like, what do you mean they're on a break? Like, other channels are covering this. So I went to a different feed that was actually live, and I was able to hear what went on in that case. Oh my God. Okay, so let me just give you a little background. Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie, as you might recall, went camping, glamping. She had this van that she converted into this beautiful camper, that she had. It was just decked out to the nines. And they decided they were going to leave New York. They were engaged to get married. They were going to leave New York and just travel around for the summer. He was 23 years old. She was 22 years old. Very young. I mean, how cool is that you're going to travel the country and, do some hiking and visiting. And, it just sounds like so much fun. So they set out this was last year. So in late August, Brian Laundrie shows up in his parents' home with Gabby Petito's van and no Gabby Petito. No. So everybody's looking for Gabby Petito. And meanwhile, the police kept saying that Brian Laundrie was a person of interest, that he was not a suspect, he was a person of interest. And they didn't really talk to him right away, and I'm not sure why. They didn't take him into custody. They didn't interrogate him. They just kind of let him ride. So meanwhile, he just disappears, goes off the radar, and they look for him and look for him and look for him in this swamp that's very close, this reserve that's in Florida that's very close to the Petito, or to the Laundrie home. I'm going to get these parents mixed up. And eventually, Gabby Petito's body is found in the Grand Tetons National Forest. Now, if you remember this case, you'll remember that there was a traffic stop that was made on these two while they were on their adventure, where there was a body cam footage and that showed the entire traffic stop. They had been arguing with each other, and she slapped him, and while they were driving, so he pulls over, and the police stop to see what's going on, and she admits that she was slapping him, and you could see that he had marks on him. But they decide that this is just a domestic thing here. And so they drove her to a hotel. They let him go in the van. They drove her to a hotel and told them to stay separately for the night and cool off. That's it. They didn't arrest her. They didn't, and there's a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas that, that go along with that whole scenario. But anyway, they find her body in the Grand Tetons, and she had been strangled and passed away. So meanwhile, they're looking for him. Now the parents find a piece of his clothing in this nature reserve, and they eventually find his body. But this took weeks and weeks. I remember, that WFLA, and this guy, I don't know, he's famous now because every day he'd be live. They'd have the helicopters going, and they would be showing you where all the searches were going on, and there would be thousands of people watching this helicopter fly over this nature preserve. And it was, anyway. So they do find his body, and apparently in a notebook that was found on his body, he admitted to having killed Gabby Petito. So fast forward, Gabby Petito's parents are suing Brian Laundrie's parents for intentional infliction of emotional distress, because it's their theory that the Laundries knew what happened to their daughter, like as soon as he came home. As soon as that, they knew what had happened to their daughter and where they could find her, and they didn't tell anyone. Instead, they tried to help their son escape the country. Now, how they know all this, how they're going to prove all these statements, I don't know. How do they know what the Laundries knew and when they knew it? I don't know. But their contention is they knew this, and despite that fact, they let the Petito family continue to search for their daughter. They even had their lawyer come out and make a statement that he wished them luck, the family wished them luck in their search, and hopefully they'll be reunited, knowing full well that she was dead and that they would never be reunited. So thus the intentional infliction of emotional distress. Now, in order to win under that theory, your conduct has to be outrageous. Now, would it, if they actually had this knowledge and didn't say anything, is that outrageous? In my opinion, yeah, I think it's outrageous that you wouldn't say anything. But anyway, so what happens in these hearings? This was a motion to dismiss. The Laundrie's parents filed a motion to dismiss this case, saying that they had no duty to this family to disclose anything. Even if they knew, which they didn't, they had no duty to disclose anything to this Petito family. Interesting. So the argument, the defense gets up and they make their argument, and the judge interrupts and he says, okay, the first issue was whether that statement by the lawyer was actually a statement by the parents. So I think that kind of quickly got resolved, and the judge says, well, isn't the lawyer the representative of the parents and is standing instead for the parents? So it didn't we just see Johnny Depp found liable for a statement his attorney made for defamation? So yeah, I think this attorney is representative of this family in what he said. Then the plaintiff gets up and makes his argument on behalf of the family for the Petitos. Now, the Laundries were not there. Gabby's mother and stepfather were there, but the Laundrie family was not there. So the judge, he starts his argument and the judge interrupts him. This is how these kind of hearings go. He interrupts him and he says, listen, what duty did they have to tell me, what is it? He says, first of all, what is the crime you think they committed? What is it? What is the act you think that they did wrong? And he explains to them, they had, they sent their attorney out to tell them, we wish you luck in being reunited with their daughter, with the full knowledge that their daughter was dead. Instead, they let these poor parents keep on searching for their daughter, thinking they're going to be reunited with their daughter. And so the judge's next question was, well, what duty that they have to your clients to disclose confidential information? Assume that they did know this. What duty did they have to tell your clients this? This is just two sets of parents. So the plaintiff's argument was that these two were engaged, the families were close because of this engagement. They attended functions together, they knew each other, they socialized. So by virtue of this relationship, these parents had a duty, and because they were engaged, they were going to be husband and wife, and then they would all be related, that created a duty on the part of the Laundries to disclose this information that they had to the Petito family. So the judge reserved ruling which means, he's going to go back and have his clerk write up a nice long decision, and then he's going to stamp it. What he wants to do is look at the case law that, because each side cited numerous different cases and case law. He's going to look at all that case law, see if it applies, see if there's enough of a duty created here. Because when you have a cause of action for intentional infliction of emotional distress, first you have to establish that there was a duty. Did they have a duty? Then you have to decide, what was the behavior. Then the next thing is causation. Did that behavior cause damage to the Petito family? In this case, emotional distress. And then the next thing would be to determine, how much did all this cost them? And in this case, I expect it's mostly punitive in nature. So I don't know if this is going to fly. I just don't know. I think it's very tenuous. The duty is very tenuous here. I don't know the judge is going to buy into it. I don't know if the Petito family is going to be successful. They may get their lawsuit dismissed and have to, bring it again under some other theory. But I don't know if this theory is going to fly. So that's it. So the dog murder case will continue on Monday. But I'm gonna go ahead and listen to what the defendant had to say on the stand, and I'll bring you that tomorrow. Yes, all right. So what happened this day in history? I don't know if you guys remember, in 2018, this Thai soccer team, they have this soccer tournament, and afterwards they decide they're going to go, hiking in this cave. They get into this cave. They're about 2 miles into the cave, and there's this huge storm, and the cave floods, and they are trapped. They cannot get out of this cave. They were trapped in this cave for 2 weeks with no food, no water. The coach, one of the coaches, tried to see if they had a rope. So they took the rope, tied it to him, and he swam to see if he could get through the water, but they ended up pulling him back. There was just no way that he could get through all this water. So what they did was they had this Thai diver team come in, and they sent them down with oxygen tanks. They went into the water, sent them down with oxygen tanks, because they were running out of oxygen in this cave. So they got oxygen while they affected this rescue, and there was one of the Thai divers that passed away during this rescue. That he was not successful. There were this was 12 soccer players aged 11 through 16. Bless their hearts. They had no food, no water. They just sat and they chanted just to keep themselves going for 2 weeks. Now, they were able to get some water. There was one of those stalactites. I guess that's one of those like icicles that sits down, and it's not really an icicle, but those rock formations, and there was water dripping down. And once it drips down, those things, that kind of filters the water, so they were able to just kind of get water that way. Probably not a lot, but they were to get some water that way. Now, the guy that passed away, he died because he ran out of oxygen. Imagine. And these all were Navy SEALs, Thai Navy SEALs. Yeah, so sad. But all the soccer players and their coach made it out alive and well. Isn't that amazing? Oh my God, 2 weeks underground like that. So guys, that is the show for today. I am off to work again. Don't forget to wear pink today. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. He's going to stay home and wait for my Amazon watercolor palette to be delivered. I had a comment yesterday. I just have to say, who is he? It's one of the subscribers asked. This is just a little shtick that I do about the like button. So if you hear me talking about he did this and he did that, it's the like button. And someone asked, who is he? I've been listening to you for a couple of months. Who is he? He's the like button. Yeah. He lives here with my sister and I, and sometimes I let him cook, sometimes I let him craft. Today, he's just going to watch for an Amazon delivery. Yeah, I give him like the monotonous stuff to do. Also, if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing and do not forget the notification bell because you don't want to miss a single episode of the Crafting and Crime Show because you never know when this is going to upload depending on, the upload speeds. Yep. So, I wish you all a great Thursday and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.